Hello, and welcome to Meg Speir Realtor podcast. I do get the privilege of having my broker here with me.
Hello.
And I have been really excited about this. I met Victoria at a breakfast brunch, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And I called her Moana because can we not just appreciate her beautifulness? I don't know you. What is your name?
Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. So I met Victoria, and she talked about this place, or she had her little badge that came in, and I was like, I know that my broker goes there. I need to find out more about this place. So I begged the question, and she agreed, so here we are. We are at Lake Jackson, iCryo. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay, correct. So let's just start with share a little bit about what iCryo offers, and Kim, you can give your personal experience about why you come. She's addicted. When I say addicted, she's addicted. Just like she comes and she'll come in the office and she's just refreshed and excited, and it's like, you've been freezing.
I've been freezing.
You've been freezing. All right, Victoria, go ahead.
So the services that we offer here.
Okay.
The services that we offer here at iCryo is we have cryotherapy. We have compression therapy. Go ahead.
Cryotherapy.
Yes.
Break it down.
So cryotherapy in itself is cold therapy. Our chamber actually goes down to sub-zero temperatures. In cryotherapy, there's a lot of studies on it. So systemically, it works on the body, meaning head to toe, inside and out of the body. So anything that you have on the outside, rosacea, eczema, any skin conditions. And then inside helps with, main thing is like inflammation, pain, chronic pain. Anybody that has rheumatoid arthritis, we have a handful of those that come in here that use that to help alleviate that pain. And then as studies have shown, anxiety, depression, you can burn up to another 500 calories a day.
Yes, Lord.
If you're an active person, you can burn up to another.
I know, right? You just say barbecue.
And it's also shown for anxiety, like I said, anxiety, depression, feel good hormones is serotonin.
Dopamine? Yes, serotonin. Okay.
Serotonin. Melatonin is another one that helps people with better sleep.
Really?
Endorphin kicks. It also helps with anxiety in a way where you're in fight or flight mode. So if you want to jump into a cold lake or if you want to take an ice bath, you really have to get the mental strength to do it, and you have to sustain doing that. But you do that over time, and it actually helps you handle stressful situations throughout your life because you're sitting there talking yourself through a fight or flight mode, because that's what happens when you get in sub-zero temperatures like that. So there's benefits when it comes to internal, external, and even mental.
And I did ask Victoria earlier, I didn't ask Stephanie, sorry, but I did ask, we are going to have a little tour of what it looks like. So the first time I saw it, it literally looks like a giant freezer, and when you open the door, it looks like Elsa just appeared, because there's ice and frost everywhere.
But she's right, you do have to kind of talk your way through it sometimes. And it depends on how cold it is. So there's times I get in there and I have to kind of talk my way through it. They put headphones on you, and so that helps, and you can play whatever kind of music that you want to play. And
so what is the max amount of time that you're allowed to go in there?
Max is 3:30, and we have beginner, intermediate, pro, extreme, and then we have a secret level that's called insanity. But you'll work your way up. It's a tolerance thing. It's a tolerance belt that you put on your body. And if you fight against it, then you're not going to get that drop that we say. So we have a skin temperature that you want. We take your skin temperature. We want at least a 30 to 50 degree drop. Your first time, you may not reach that drop. Some people tend to be about 25 to 27, but once you start reaching those temperature drops of between 30 and 50 is really when that body starts working and starts decreasing anything that you have, in whatever the situation may be. We do have people who come in. Our athletes that come in here, our local athletes.
If you're not on Instagram, follow iCryo. You will find some stories.
I love when our athlete. I wish we had this when I was younger. The recovery is what we need. Maybe now, if we had it then, we wouldn't snap, crackle, and pop like we do now. So I like to see that these young adults, they're young kids coming in and actually taking advantage of this, because it's going to not only help with their recovery, but it'll help them in the long run when you're older. So it's just the recovery time frame from that is just it's phenomenal to see.
Yeah.
The youngest we've had is 5 years old, and the oldest we've had was 93.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
In the chamber. She went in the chamber.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay, so that's the cryotherapy. Then you were about to go. So each therapy that you have, if you wouldn't mind, just like you did, just describing what it is and its benefits for the body.
You can take compression.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw someone in here, like somebody. They look like the abominable
We
snowman.
call it starfish.
Okay, the starfish. Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So compression therapy, I always say, is like it works off of your lymphatic system. So your lymphatic system is going to pull fluid, waste, cellular debris.
Delicious.
You walk around and you get swollen ankles. That's got to get out of your body somehow. Unfortunately, your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. Your heart doesn't pump any of that. That works off of time and gravity and absorption. And so what we call leg boots or arm, compression sleeves and our hips, they squeeze. It feels like a massage, but you have different pressures, and with those pressures it builds up and it helps push that fluid, that cellular debris, that lactic acid all the way to your lymph nodes, and then it leaves your kidneys. So yes, you will have to pee.
Yes. Well, and I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, one of the reasons why I was just so intrigued by this therapy is because I love the human body. I have a little bit of background in anatomy, but I remember the lymphatic system, because you said it didn't have a pump, it's the older you get, the less and less it starts working, or continues to work as effectively as it does, because it's not being pushed by a pump or anything. We used to call them in anatomy, it was the frat houses. So you had the active frat house and you had the non-active frat house. And it was all a difference about your immune system and how your immune system functioned. You have your T cells and your B cells and all of that. But I was just very intrigued by that. When I saw that there was a therapy for that, that's, very, very beneficial for someone that may not be as active or may be recovering from some kind of a surgery where you've been sedentary for a long time.
Well, it helps when you're sore from working out, those things too.
Yes.
So when you work out and you're sore, you can come in here, or you have things like sciatic nerve pain, things like that. I feel like it helps that with hips.
Yeah, for the hip compressions. And then of course, not only is it working off of and helping your lymphatic system, but it's giving you the boost in circulation. It's going to improve the circulation, and then muscle recovery, and if you have any joint issues as well. And then, like she had mentioned, the lactic acid that is released after you do a major workout.
Yeah, that's like the ouch hurt that everybody talks about when you wake up and you're like, I don't want to work out again.
And of course, the students that we see in here a lot are going to be our soccer players for their legs. And then our pitchers for their shoulder.
For sure.
They'll get the sleeve on and get that pressure on their shoulder to help with any joint issues or inflammation that's there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so compression. So the cryo compression. You want to talk about the hot one?
The sauna.
The one that I asked there's a sauna, but I asked if there was a tanning bed.
Oh, the tanning bed. Well, that's not a tanning bed. It's red light therapy. Our bed is called Theralite 360. And that's a medical grade bed, and it's basically, in a nutshell, what it does is makes your cells do what they're supposed to. So down deep into the mitochondria, it goes down.
Yes. Oh my goodness, she is speaking my language.
So if you imagine a cell, our cells throughout the day, even we go under stress, and so does our cells. So we have these free radicals that sit on our cells, so toxins. So that red light goes down, penetrates into the cell, and helps get rid of those free toxins that are sitting on them. So what happens is, as soon as that's being taken off, well, now you have more room for an oxygen molecule to sit on. And oxygen is what's needed for our bodies to heal.
Right.
So we get rid of those toxins. More oxygen is able to bind to that cell, and then it gets to the area of needing healing.
Cool.
So not only is it for pain, but it also has shown for mental clarity as well. And I call it my miracle bed. Like, it's just, you go in there, we have sessions of 12, 15, or 20. Max is 20 a day. But it's, you can say,
And it's a great place to take a nap. That's what I do. I fall asleep every time I'm in there, and it just makes me feel so much better. It's one of my favorites, really. So, I like them all, but and I try to mix, when I come in, I try to mix at least 2 to 3 of them. If I have time to do the sauna, because I get all sweaty, so I have to.
I want to talk about the sauna. Tell me more about the sauna.
Okay. It's also infrared light. So the bed that we just talked about, that's what we call near infrared. So it's going to penetrate very, deep down past your tissue. The infrared sauna is a far infrared light, so you're still benefiting from far infrared light, and that's how it's heated. But with that sauna, we have another light wave that's called chromotherapy, and that's light wave therapy. And I'm not really sure how to explain it to the best because it is still new science, but it's a different forms of energy from light wave that can target not only your skin, glocular health, stress, you name it. And so you change the colors and it's supposed to benefit you in that way. But it is also a dry sauna. So the benefits of a dry sauna versus a wet sauna is you're not going to get that immediate sweat. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I'm going to dehydrate immediately.
That's why I quit going to saunas.
Yes. Yeah. So this is not what that is. It's dry. You heat up from your core real slow, and it gives your body time to detox. And you want that detox. We recommend you stay hydrated. Normally, people don't really have to sit in there longer than 30 minutes. They get a big
20.
boost of benefits.
Yeah, I'm 15 to 20.
A lot of our athletes, they push it, but like I said, we keep you hydrated. If you don't bring water, we'll check on you, make sure you have water. For some weird reason, when you bundle a lot of these lifestyle services, people like to go from cryo to sauna, and they get this weird boost of energy, and they double the caloric burn doing that, and they feel really, really detox outside of that. So not one therapy, I can't say one therapy supersedes another. I think they all work really well together.
Well, I think anybody likes the word bundle. Like whenever you get a bundle, like it just makes me happy.
And I agree. I think that when you're doing more than just one, because I never just do one. I always come in at least do two, and if not three. So.
And the thing about our services is that it's not a one and done. You come in and and it is some of the people that do come in here, it's pain. We all suffer from pain. Doesn't matter what kind of pain it is, we have pain.
Yeah, like right now I have like a little bit of a headache coming
Okay,
out.
we got you. We'll put you in the cryo chamber.
We're going to stick in the cryo chamber.
Yes.
I'll take video.
I mean, that's what we do here as well. Like if we start feeling a headache, we will get into the cryo chamber and it'll alleviate that pressure.
The first time that you had mentioned it to me, immediately my response was like, well, that makes sense because at home, if I don't want to take a Tylenol, I usually put peppermint oil or I get like an ice pack of some kind of frozen vegetable or whatever, and I put it on my head and it's so relieving. It provides a lot of relief. Or like I've seen a lot of people put it on their neck.
Right.
I mean, so to me it just makes sense. But now I'm just kind of like, I wonder, should I step into the freezer?
We're going to step her in the freezer.
Oh man, the challenge has been accepted.
But I will say that the first day, and I can't remember who I spoke to, but I was going to come, and I worried about it all day. So, because I hate cold. I
do
literally
too.
hate cold weather.
I do too.
And
I hate cold weather, but
all day, I talked to him on Thursday, and I said, well, I'll come in, around lunch. So all day long, all I did was go, I don't want to go in that thing, I don't want to go in that thing, I don't want to go in that thing. And then when I stepped in, I was in for 2 minutes, and when they opened the door, and I came out, I said, is that it? And they said, yeah, you want to go back in? And I said, yeah, I'll go back in. So I went back in for, I think, another minute and a half. And so now it depends. Like I've been really busy at work, so I haven't made it as much as I need to. So I was coming every day. But I have to sometimes step back on and go to pro instead of extreme. Maybe not do as long, 3.5 minutes. And it goes by fast.
So not only I've seen, when I come in before, I've seen not only those different therapies, but you also offer like the injections, different injections.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have IV infusions and we have intramuscular shots. So vitamin D, biotin, bioamino, lipo B, lipo C. I can go on. We have a list. So we have several IVs that you can choose from, and it's not only rehydrating yourself, but it's also helping with any vitamins or minerals that you're depleted from.
Those also have a bundle. They have like weekly deals.
Yes, we do. Let's see. Mondays we have
B12.
Thank you. We have B12.
There's like 5 of them plus the weekend. So
our daily deals. So we have daily deals, and then
daily deals.
We have daily deals. So typically our shots are either $39 or $49. So we have an elite, and then we have a premium. So our B12 is $39. We have it down to $30. So all these shots are going to be $30, even if they're $49 shots.
And on Sunday, don't you do like half or something?
On Sundays, we have what's called Sunday Fun Day. Mm-hmm. So our shots are $10 off on that day.
Hey.
And then we have a $15 discount on our day pass. So our day pass is going to be utilizing 3 of our services out of the 5 that we have.
So you don't have to drive to Houston for a day pass at a museum. You can come to iCryo in Lake Jackson.
Perfect.
See?
That's perfect. Right.
Yes, that's exactly right.
The thing here is investing in your health. A lot of people are going to say, I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, you have time, but you need to make that time for yourself. Because if you're taking care of others and not taking care of yourself, how do you expect to take care of them if
That
you're not?
catches up with you.
You're not. Yeah, it will. It will. And that was one of our goals here when I brought this to Lake Jackson, is the fact that I worked at the hospital. I saw.
I was going to say, can you give us your professional title? You're not just a beautiful face.
I'm a registered nurse, and so is Stephanie.
Thank you. Can we just say thank you for your service? Thank you.
Oh, stop it.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious.
It takes a lot to do that.
Nurses have a very special place in my heart. Thank y'all.
Thank you. So yeah, started out at the hospital emergency room, saw a lot, and one of the things that I noticed is that we have a lot of people in our community that are on a whole bunch of meds.
So many.
And the thing is the other reaction that we would get is, well, I go to this doctor and I go to that doctor and now I'm going to Houston and they still don't know what to do with this pain and I have this, I have that. Well, one thing that was always said to them too is that my doctor said there's nothing else we can do. Here's the pill. And I'm like, no, there is. There's these therapies that can help you alleviate that pain, maybe decrease your dosage in whatever pain medicine you're taking or take you off of it if you don't need it.
Yeah.
I know there's people out there that need these medications to continue, through their daily lives. But the medicines, the therapies that we have here, when we get the feedback, it's like, why didn't you come sooner?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we get the testimonials and we get the stories that it's like, hey, I'm back out on the green and I'm able to golf again, or I'm able to pick up my grandchild again, or I'm able to go and ride my bike. And these are people not just young, but they're people who are in their late 50s, early 60s, into their 70s, and this is making them feel so much better.
I would say, what would you tell the skeptic? So someone that, I'm curious. Like, what would you tell someone that would say, that's just a bunch of hokey medicine. It's kind of like the essential oils. Like, unless you do it at this time, at this many days, because those are conversations that I've had, that I've heard people in the community talk about. So what would you say to the skeptic? I know that's like on the spot. Sorry.
No, I would literally just say, give it a week. Just try it. No one's gonna believe it until you try it for yourself. And a lot of times it's like, sometimes we don't believe it until we see it when it comes to somebody who's so debilitated or on pain meds to a point where they're getting here and they can't wait to take their shot. And then they come back again and they're oblivious about even thinking about their shot because it's working, or somebody's not using their cane. Or someone's not asking for help to get in and out of that red light bed, and we're seeing it, and we know how beneficial it is, but it's still such new science. We're still seeing the remarkable stories in front of our eyes, and we're going, you made it into that bed by yourself.
Wow.
It makes us, it gives us goosebumps. It's already giving us goosebumps. But when we see, so we actually just had somebody here. She has rheumatoid arthritis, and she came to us in December, did this cryo chamber and red light together the whole month she was coming in. Then January comes around, vacation hits, going back to work, so she accidentally skipped January. She comes in February, and she was like, oh my gosh, my pain. She's like, I can feel it. I know in December was her working. She's like, come mid-January, she started feeling that achiness coming back.
Wow.
And when she went to her doctor, and he was like, well, what are you doing that you're starting to feel like you're feeling better? She told him, cryotherapy and red light. He goes, keep doing what you're doing. If it's working, then keep doing it. But she was one of the ones that was like, almost forgot about her shot, because she said on a daily basis for rheumatoid arthritis, she was getting steroid shots to help with that, alleviate that inflammation. But she said that that following month, this is when she was like, I wasn't even counting down the days for my shot. And that's what we want. We want to hear that. The other one where she was talking about the cane is,
I was like,
she's 80. She's 80. She does red light and cryo. When she first started cryo, She was taking her cane in there with her, and the last couple of times she was like, you hold on to it for me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Still assisted her.
We're gonna be brave today.
Still assisted her into the cryo chamber. Wow. But then she would do red light, and red light, she couldn't lay down flat. So we would just have her seated on the bed, and she'd do her session. I was out for a week, and then when I came back, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and set it up for you. She was like, oh no, honey, I'm laying down already. I was like, okay,
wow,
perfect.
Wow.
So then that day, she got dressed, she was about to leave, and she comes up to the front, and I was like, Miss So-and-so, I said, you're missing something. And she's looking at herself. She's like, no, I got everything. And I was like, where's your cane? And when she realized, she walked to the front without her canes when she grabbed the podium. And I was like, you're okay? I said, you walked all the way up here without your cane. I said, but I'll go get it for you. Mm-hmm. So came all the way to the dressing room, got her cane, walked to the front, and she's like, this is wonderful.
Wow.
This is wonderful. Wow. And I was just like,
yeah, you got to be a skeptic until you're amazed. Yeah. Like, you just have to be.
I like how you said that.
When I think just little things, like for me, when I come in, it just gives me those endorphins because, it takes a lot of energy sometimes to go through the day, and I get up early. So
deal
when
with
I come
a bunch
in
of
here,
angry realtors.
Yeah, with a bunch of angry realtors. And but when I get up and when I come in here, it just seems like I feel so much better the next day. And I've missed it the last few days, and I miss it.
I mean, I will say, and not because she's just my broker, but she's the Energizer Bunny, and everybody just tells her, just calm down, Kim, stop doing all the things. But I mean, I can see obviously it's affecting you in a positive way.
Talking.
Takes one to know one. So how far, as far as in relationship to another cryotherapy, what would you call this? Like a facility? I was going to say a salon. We'll just talk about how beautiful it is in here in just a second. How far is another location?
Pearland.
Okay.
Or League City.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's well worth coming here.
Of course.
Yes. Of course. We want you to come back here. Have you noticed any trends of different cycles of different things that may be coming, especially with the fall? I don't even know how true this is or not, but people that have had any kind of knee surgery or replacement surgery of a joint, the fall weather tends to lean more against them because it's cold, it's uncomfortable, things get a little rusty, I guess you could say, as like a hinge joint. So do you see any trends that have been moving, as far as customers coming in looking for different kinds of therapies?
You take it.
So this facility actually is about to hit its first year. So our trend,
really?
We're about to see our first trend.
Wow, okay.
And so we're prepared for when we first opened that it was flu season, cold season, allergy season, immune system boosting needs. And so we're anticipating that again. It's not uncommon. We all know what's coming when it comes to kids in school, what's being brought home.
Delicious.
The change in the weather.
I have 4 of them, so it's wonderful.
Yeah, there's hope. We have something on both sides, whether it's the cryo chamber. The red light bed actually does have a great immune boost to it because of that boosted mitochondria to get your cells to work in an anti-inflammatory response. We have that. And you have the cold chamber, which also helps. And then you have the sauna is going to help you detox. And then we also have special bags and special shots that we can give to help boost your immune system as well.
Okay, and I don't know if you guys can see that close, but if I zoomed in on these ladies' skin, y'all don't have pores. Does that have anything to do with the services? They are poreless. There are no pores. As far as beauty goes, can you speak to that at all? What are the benefits to that? Because y'all's faces are literally flawless. I'm staring at your pores.
But you also do facial things. Is that correct?
Well, that's another special thing we have.
Ay, mira, it's coming out. The truth is coming out. Ahora sí. Tell me the secret.
Well, the cryotherapy in its own, just the whole body cryo, again, like I said, systemically, but it boosts collagen, tightens your skin cells.
Did you hear that word? She just said the C word. Say it again.
Collagen.
It's gives me goosebumps. It's like the Lion King anytime that
Mufasa?
Yes. It's that's my Disney girl right here. Yes, girl. Okay, go ahead.
But that's what it does. So cold therapy that's another advantage that you can get from that. But our facials and our body sculpting is cryo. It's all with cold therapy.
That's right. Did you just say body sculpting?
Yes.
I thought that was like only available at plastic surgery.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, ma'am. So this is non-invasive. This is something that, as long as there's no contraindications that in your medical background, then you're able to go ahead and do the cryotherapy. So it's actually, it can target your belly, your arms, your inner thighs, your buttocks. And then, of course, your cryofacials. But
We
there's
should make up a
different
rap about that. Your belly, your arms, your thighs. I'm over here going with her.
So you're gonna be singing all day.
I know. Your belly, your arms. Okay, sorry.
But we have our own guests that come in here. We have before and afters, and we do have a book as well that shows you before and afters. But I like to show our own locals, saying this is what it's done for them. This morning we had a facial, and I asked her. This was her third one, and by this being her third one, because she's got 2 more. She says, "I see it in my neck."
Yeah, the whole. What do you call this thing?
She has seen a difference. So the before and afters, she's seen the tightening in her neck. She's starting to see a little bit of the lift in her face, but again, it does take some time. So it's not like a 1 and done or a 3 and done. And then so she has a 5-pack, and we have different types. We have 5-pack 10s, 15s. So after a while, so I would say after her 5th one, then she could start doing maintenance, or she can do another 5, which is going to be once a week. But some people like to do in the beginning. You can do every 3 days.
That was my next question. So these, and I heard you say that people can come in daily, but there's just a allotted amount of time that they're allowed to do the different services, right? Okay.
And you can actually freeze twice a day.
You can.
So you can go in and do the cryo chamber twice a day.
Are you a twice a dayer?
I am not a twice a dayer. I have to get in here once a day. That's usually. But Nancy in our office was doing twice a day at one time.
Cool. Yeah.
Come in first thing in the morning.
That was another question I had. So we've talked about the client success stories. I want to hear how iCryo stays involved with Lake Jackson, Clute, Freeport, surrounding areas. What does iCryo do to keep in community involvement?
We do a lot of pop-ups. So one of the main things, and so sad that they're not here, but family fitness.
Oh, yeah.
So we would go to family fitness, and right in the front we would set up our table and educating those people coming in, those clients coming in, about who we are, what we do. So we would get involved with them. We also go to Evolution, which we have one next week coming up. And being involved with the schools.
That was my next
we're
question.
a local perk with BISD.
Oh.
So our teachers, admins, they do get a percentage off here at iCryo. And then so do our students. So our students get a discount as well when they come and use our services.
First responders,
of course our nurses. We gotta
keep y'all happy. Gotta keep y'all happy. What about realtors?
We're a little bit depressed right now, but we're on the uptick, bless the Lord.
You got anything for realtors?
We can talk.
Okay, we can talk. So when you say pop-ups, do you mean do you have like a? This is gonna sound terrible. Do you have like a to-go service, like where people can try a therapy, like right there at the pop-up?
We take our compression sleeves, our leg sleeves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we take that. It's a little bit easier. In order for us to start doing like an IV infusion, we would have to make sure we have enough staff and set up there. So I did see that like Grit Fitness, we did go to them last year, and we set up for compressions right after they were done with their workout or event. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah,
Grit Fitness.
Yeah,
it's like
competition.
Yes. What is it? I mean, it's not. It's kind of like CrossFit.
Yeah.
I know. Don't hate me. Don't get mad
It's
at me.
like functional fitness.
There you go.
Okay.
Functional fitness.
Well, that was my next question. I didn't know. I mean, I don't know, but people that work out, there was, what is it? CrossFit. I mean, the Fortify. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys have done that, but I need to work out, just period. I need to work out. But the point is I just want to know if somebody wanted to experience some of the facility that you have and they don't have the boldness to come into the door.
Yeah.
If they could just like test it.
So the compressions we have there, and then this year I haven't reached out to them just yet, but it's on the books, on my to-do list. But I know last year a lot of the athletes were like, I need an IV, and I have an hour into my next event, and it's like, oh, we didn't have that at that time. We didn't have ours. That's not what we took then. So now we understand they want IVs, so that's what we're trying to get together for that event and talk to them and let them know, hey, we're bringing IVs.
Yeah.
And if this is something that you will, have us be, it's basically as being a sponsor at the event. So.
Right. Cool.
But yeah.
So do you have any upcoming, like big fun upcoming events that are coming up? Maybe not necessarily for the fall, but maybe towards the new year. You said that you're coming up on a year. When?
So our soft opening was November 18th.
Okay.
But our grand opening was December 2nd. So December 2nd, even though December 2nd was our grand opening, November 18th will be our year. So that'll be when we actually, I'm still planning.
Okay, I was like, can we announce it? Can we announce it? Or
we're still planning on what we're going to do for that day. So we'll.
Like where, when, what time? Okay, awesome. So as soon as I get that, I will attach it. Okay. Let me see. I have one more thing. I love that you said you have as young as 5 and you have as old as
93.
I was about to say 99, but I mean, hey, that's usually like on the charts. So whenever these clients come in, how do you know what to tailor? Is there a questionnaire? Like, let's say I come in, I'm like, you know what? I'm going for the plunge. I'm going to do it. What would that protocol look like as I walk in? Do you do an assessment? Do I need to bring my social security, my driver's license, my passport? Do I need to bring my recent Quest diagnostics? Like, what do we do?
It's all, I always say, because I'm a nurse, I always say patient-based, but it's guest-based. So it's why you're here. That's our first question to you when you walk through the doors, or you contact us online. It's what is bringing you here. 9 times out of 10, we're going to hear pain, recovery. Those are our 2.
Okay.
Some people are just curious to do weight loss. That's another big one that we do. So depending on where those questions lead is where we're going to guide you. Nobody's the same. So everybody's going to come in for their own special reason. When you come in, there is going to be what we call a guest waiver. That guest waiver is going to give us a detailed history on you, so we know as staff where to help you.
Okay.
We don't have to ask 1,000 different questions. It's going to just be, okay,
what's your A1C? What's your
now
what are the other ones?
On the clinic side, we do offer more specifically what we call patient-specific plans or protocols that we can follow. For example, one of our most common one is people who are deficient in vitamin D. So if you're under 30, you're going to be vitamin D deficient. We have 2 different protocols. Normally, if you're not deficient, we can give you a shot in the muscle. It's once a month. But if you're deficient, you can go for 6 to 8 weeks, doing it once a week till we bring your labs up. So we had just asked for a quick lab work to show us the most recent lab work, and then we work with you.
So, I'm just curious, like vitamin D, I'm thinking just step outside for like 30 minutes. But
Correct.
why, what are the benefits what are the cons of being vitamin D deficient?
Anemia, low energy, those things. So you need, you need vitamin D to produce more red blood cells. Those things.
I hear that a lot. I hear I'm just fatigued, I'm tired, I'm just over it. I'm over it is what I hear a lot. So you need more milk.
Well, and think about it. We don't go outside that often and sit in the sun.
No, you're right.
First of all, it's not good for you in your skin, so we don't do that, especially at my age. But but it's nice. We just don't do it that much.
Yeah.
And so I think that does hurt us in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And when it's raining every day for 12 weeks.
And we have mosquitoes.
Yeah, and you have mosquitoes.
Encouraging
and
us.
You're not going to be out in the sun either.
And it's that Texas heat.
Yes, exactly.
Because we ain't going to get cold until
I'd rather
February.
take a shot.
So we're going to be here for a while.
And I wanted to add, a lot of people do come in. It's something that I've seen more frequently. People think that they won't be able to do something because they have a chronic condition. So for example, somebody who has nerve pain from diabetes, they don't think they can go in the cryo chamber. We can work with you.
You won't get frostbite.
We can work with you. We will make that
We have
work.
protocols.
We do.
Yeah.
Some people just don't think they'll qualify for an IV because they simply have a blood pressure issue. We do telehealth. We are all registered nurses, so we not only monitor you and do your vitals and get another detailed history, but we get that clearance too. So we take really good care of you here.
I'm glad you. Yeah,
our providers are local.
Yes.
Okay.
So although you're seeing him or her on a video or on a screen, they are local doctors that we've actually worked with side by side.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget that question. I will say, okay, let's say I just come in from work, or like Kim, maybe you can share. You just come in from the office. Do you have spandex shorts? Do you have your sports bra? You got your what do you wear? What do you come in to wear? Or like, do we need to come prepared?
They actually have clothes here. So you put on a pair of shorts and of course a sports bra, and then you go into the room to change, and then they have socks that you put on for the cryo chamber along with gloves. They have a hat. I don't ever wear any type of cap, and they also have a mask that you put on to kind of protect your breathing. I do bring in my own clothes, but it's because I usually come at the end of the day, and that's what I go home in.
That's literally her coach. She's like, okay, I gotta go freeze.
I don't want to change again, so I would rather just come and then I go straight home, and so I walk out usually without any shoes on in my sport bra and shorts, and then get in my car.
So I don't have to plan to get in the chamber. I don't have to plan. It's
because you don't get wet. It's not like you're getting wet. It's not like, a cold plunge or anything like that. And then the only time I ever really sweat is if I spend 20 minutes in the sauna, and then I sweat a little bit, but I could still go back to work. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be
so like the services that we have, right? So compression therapy, 30 minutes, cryo chamber, 3.5 tops, red light, 12 minutes, sauna, about 20-30 minutes. So we do have people sometimes that come on their lunch break, and instead of saying, hey, I don't have time when after work, I gotta go get kids, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. Well, if you have an hour lunch break, you can come in here, get some red light, get a cryo chamber, and then you're out and still have enough time to eat your lunch.
You can get pizza, or you can get chicken salad chick right next door.
Or a tropical smoothie.
So it takes me about 20 to 30 minutes if I do 2. If I stay for the sauna, I can count on about an hour. And you can reserve it online too, because sometimes with the red light therapy, when you're coming in at certain times, it gets busy.
Yes.
So if I get aggravated when I can't get in, but it's my fault because I didn't.
You didn't plan it.
I didn't plan it.
You didn't plan it.
Red light is very popular in that sometimes we have to put a break in between because it does get warm, but it can get too warm, so we need it to calm down, cool off. But our red light is one of the ones where some people, that's all they do. All they want to do is do red light, and that's fine because it has a lot of benefits to it as well.
Yeah, I saw whenever you walked in, what hit me was the ADHD, just because, Anyway, I want to go see the facilities. So if you guys don't have any questions, but I see something behind Kim that I just want to recognize Victoria for. Oh. Victoria was named a Leaders Under 40 this year. So I just want to honor you for that, and just say how cool it is that you've brought this to the community, and you're giving people another option. Because I've personally seen, not for me, but I've seen the pain clinics, and I've seen people come in and out, and knowing that there's another option. And fortunately or unfortunately, I'm very thankful for physicians, but they're not God, and they don't always have the answers. They're going to get you to the next step of comfort, whatever that next step of comfort can be. And they are human. They do the best that they can, but just knowing that you have this as an option, I think it's really great. So thank you for doing that.
Well, and I've actually been on video in the cryo chamber, so I think it's your turn.
I might take a little wardrobe change because I don't want icicles on here. God bless America. Okay, well, Stephanie, thank you, and we're gonna take a little tour of the facility. Yes.